Welcome to Crystal Talks with Cynthia and myself, Katie. We are thrilled to be here with you today. Today, we are talking about a super calming crystal that is found in irregular shaped nodules that look like cauliflower, which is kind of silly, I think. Cynthia, tell us what we're talking about today.
Howlite, white howlite. It's a fascinating stone. It's actually, and again, we're talking right now about 5 stones that are very soothing and calming. Interesting fact about howlite, though, is that it is currently used, dyed different colors and used as an imitation to some very expensive stones like turquoise. So if you find turquoise at a very reasonable price, it's almost certain that it's dyed howlite. Now, okay, we don't like the fact that it's dyed, but howlite itself is a very powerful stone, and the dye doesn't take away from the power of the stone. You just need to recognize the fact that if you were hoping for turquoise, you probably don't have it. You probably have howlite. That's one of the, because it's a softer stone, it can take on that dye and look like some of those other wonderful stones as well. So,
Yeah.
What would you like to share about howlite?
Well, howlite is known as an imitation stone, like you said, for turquoise, and it's also often imitated as coral or lapis lazuli. So just things to keep in mind. Again, like Cynthia said, it's not taking away from the properties and the vibration, the energy of the howlite crystal. It's just important to know that if you were looking for the benefits of turquoise, you're not going to get them with howlite. Or if you're looking for the benefits of coral or lapis lazuli, they're not going to get them with howlite because you're going to get the benefits of howlite, which are still some pretty amazing benefits. So Cynthia, why don't you tell us about those?
I just, howlite, as I've worked with it, it's a very calming and soothing. We've talked about it. It teaches patience and controls anger, which in today's world, I don't know about you, but it can always use a little bit more of that. It also assists us in staying focused, which is really important for me. I have, constantly have things going through my brain. I don't know about you, but, staying focused so that I can get a project done is a huge benefit. So I love to keep a little bit of howlite close to me in one form or another. And it's also good for meditation and for sleep because it focuses, it quiets the mind, helps soothe all those, the thoughts, whether you're awake or asleep. It's also very, very good for cooling heated emotions and helping us regain emotional balance. It strengthens the memory and installs a need for knowledge. One of my goals in life is to always be curious. There's so many amazing things in life that, if you just look around and you're curious about what is that and why is that and where did that come from, again, howlite supports that. And, what an amazing benefit from this crystal. It helps also ensure calm and clear communications, which is very important in diffusing a situation where there's some angry feelings. It helps us balance the left and right brain. It balances physically. It helps balance the calcium levels in the body, which if you look at the crystal, it makes sense. And it also supports the good health of your sinuses, the eyes, the ears, and nose. So, it supports healthy, tissues in those areas. So what would you like to tell us about howlite, Katie?
Well, I love how we went into the benefits, and it really, really shows how powerful howlite is and how much of an amazing stone it is to have in your toolbox and to have to use. Howlite is really cool because it aligns with your root chakra, your third eye, and your crown chakras, which you don't always find a crystal that aligns with the root at the base, of the spine, which is grounding, and then your third eye and your crown, which are these high vibration chakras. And it really aligns with them in this powerful way because it really supports calming the mind. It really supports grounding down. It goes with the element of earth. So it supports you in grounding and clearing, calming the mind, which is your third eye and your crown when we get up here to these spaces. So a lot of time our anxiety is associated with not only the root chakra, but the third eye and the crown. And so this is such a powerful stone in working with those three chakras and supporting you through those times of anxiety, through those times of like crazy chaos in the mind, and really, really bringing it back in where you kind of find your center, your, centered place, and regulating your nervous system. So such a cool stone. Thank you for sharing all those benefits with us. Two of the mantras I really like to use with this stone are, I breathe with a calm, clear mind. And I like to use this because it encourages deep, full breaths. And it encourages you to set that intention to breathe and use your breath to calm and clear your mind, because your breath is so incredibly powerful. We do not give it enough credit. And the other one is, my mind is focused, strong, and patient. And this really, again, is supportive in those times when anxiety comes through, when we're super stressed and our mind's going all over the place. Howlite paired with this mantra is going to really help you kind of channel in your mind to get focused, to recognize your mental strength, and to really be patient with yourself as those anxious thoughts are coming through and those types of things. So really, there are lots of ways to use Howlite. Cynthia, why don't you tell us about a couple other ways?
I would love to. So if you feel like you're getting into a situation where there might be some tension, some emotional anger, something like that needs diffusing, then I would highly recommend that you wear a piece of Howlite or put it in your pocket, because it'll help diffuse that. Not only for yourself, but for the person or people that you're in the situation with. You can wear it also as a piece of jewelry, as a pendant, because that'll put it close to your heart chakra, and that'll help renew your patience and your love for others after you've had the angry feelings. You can place it on your third eye to open memories of other lives. Use it during meditation to enhance your telepathic, your psychometric, and your visionary intuition. And of course, we can use it in rollerballs, can't we, Katie?
We can. And what essential oils would you put in your rollerball? What do you suggest?
Well, rosemary is a favorite. It works on that knowledge and transition, helping us go from one place to another. Cardamom would be used if you're working on objectivity, putting things in perspective. Thyme is a great oil for releasing, forgiving, balancing. Spearmint for confidence speech, for speaking.
I love that.
Yes. If you're working on past lives, generational wisdom, then Douglas fir would be the one you'd want to reach for. And if you're trying to work on partnerships, shared purpose, then neroli is a great one to support that, that objective. So those are just a few. Again, I encourage you to get to know the stones and the abilities of the stones, and then you can learn about the oils and create your own pairings. But those are great places to start.
Neroli is one of my favorites. Super powerful, awesome oil. Definitely give it a go if you have not tried it yet, for sure. I like to use Howlite during meditation to support that calm mind. Sometimes it's really hard to be in meditation, and really meditation doesn't look any certain way. There's no right or wrong way to do it. If your intention and your goal, what you are wanting to get out of meditation, is a calm mind and increased focus, Howlite can really be a supportive tool to add to your meditation practice. It can also be really useful in yoga when we go into savasana or a surrender pose, where we're at the end of the practice and we're lying on the mat in this this time of calmness and stillness. It can really support you to calm your mind during that time, because I know sometimes my mind tends to go crazy when I finally sit down and get still. It can also be really supportive in seated forward folds, especially if this is something that you struggle with, that you find you have a lot of resistance in your body to doing forward folds, really seated or standing. It can really support you in relaxing your mind and just being in that fold wherever you are. It can also support relaxing the body and the tension in the body so that you can be in that forward fold to your fullest ability. Sun salutations is another great set of poses to use Howlite with, because if you're doing sun salutations, you can really set the pace for yourself, but sometimes sun salutations are done in a more power way where it's a little bit harder to do. And so Howlite can help you stay focused and patient with yourself, meeting yourself wherever you are within your yoga practice. So really, really cool. And Howlite was used by Native American tribes as a white buffalo stone. And so no surprise, it aligns with the white buffalo woman goddess. And it was really a key component in Native American traditions. So it's really a stone of the Americas, of America, right? Of the Native Americans. So for those of you in the US and in Canada, that's pretty cool, because a lot of these stones are found in other places in the world or discovered in other places of the world. And this was discovered in Canada, but used by Native Americans for many years before its official discovery in 1868 by Henry Howell. So really a cool stone to have, super powerful in supporting you through anxiety and stress, and just a really big recommendation from me. And I know Cynthia recommends it really highly as well. So thank you guys for being here with us today. We are so excited to see you each week and to share these powerful tools with you. We will have another crystal next week, so make sure you catch us next week for our next crystal, and lots of love.